you're ascending this YouTube mountain that you're going, your sub numbers boom through the roof. Where are you going? What is your goal? I mean, you're not trying to cap out here. Where are you going? Where are you taking this?
I have no idea. I'm back I'm like back in college. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I feel like if I keep my head down and post 17 videos a day, every day, that it'll all work out. That eventually I'll have 100,000 or 500,000 or a million, and I'll have everything I want right here, or someone will take notice of me and I'll get something even cooler. But honestly, if my life is having eventually 1 million subscribers on YouTube and I get to live in the Bay and cover the 49ers, that's the life I want.
Dream.
So I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know where it's going next. I don't know. Look at suggestions.
Look at what Rogan did, man.
No, that's what my mom says. That's what my parents say. Like, you could be that. You could be Joe Rogan. So I'll try that. The sports, the Bay Area football version of Joe Rogan. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he does the interviews, but what I'm saying is he grinded his podcast out for a decade, and he finally, after all, over 1,000 interviews, he gets $100 million Spotify deal.
That's right. I'll take 100 million. I'll take that. Yeah,
sure. He held out on people though. He didn't just take the first thing that came to him. My point is, you control your destiny, right?
Yes.
Before you were waiting, you needed people. You were looking for interviews. Someone else was going to give you the opportunity. Now you're like, I'm going to do it on my own. You control your destiny.
That's true. Like if the Chronicle came up to me or the Athletic, and was like, hey, Grant, we're really impressed. We'd like to offer you an entry-level position for $70,000 a year. I'm cool.
Nah. Yeah.
Cool. All due respect. Thank you very much. Nah, I'm good.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, ride the wave.
It's a nice place to be. I gotta say, man, the things I would have done for a $35,000 full-time job 2 years ago, unspeakable things. And now I'm in a place where I'm like, hey, God bless. Thank you very much. There's a whole thing really in Bay Area sports too. I don't think it's a meritocracy. People that try to act like it is, it's very political. When a job opens up, who's been kissing butt the longest? Who is in favor with the people who are going to hire? And I'm terrible at that game. I hate kissing up, politics, and I have pride, and I think I'm the best person in the room. So I was never getting those jobs. It's nice to also feel like I don't have to worry about that anymore. I see someone on the sideline. Hey, man, good to see you. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not going to stop and kiss your butt because you have more followers on Twitter than me, or you have a full-time job at the Athletic. God love you, but I got my own lane, man. And if you want to talk, we can keep it moving.
Grant, I think what made you, in these people's eyes, untouchable, the things that made you, we can't touch Grant, is why you blew up on YouTube. That you're kind of an outlaw. You kind of you freestyle. You're not afraid to touch. I think touch topics or subjects that other people just avoid. I think that's why maybe that made you a little bit edgy. And a bigger risk to some of these businesses, but on YouTube, it's the Wild West.
Exactly. West. There's no one that covers a team in the Bay Area the way I do.
No.
And I think the thing about it is all these organizations are either partners with the 49ers or weak. I mean, like the KMBR is partnered with the 49ers, so that's out of the question. NBC Sports Bay Area is partners with the 49ers, so that's out of the question. I mean, they could just call up that if I worked there, they could just call up KMBR, NBC, and be like, "Yo, this Grant guy, you gotta put a muzzle on him or get rid of him, or else you're not gonna be the rights holder anymore." Okay, click. So
pull this video.
Yeah. And I don't have anyone doing that. I mean, it's the greatest. SI believes in me, and again, I'm not a full-time employee with SI. We have a distribution deal. They don't even like me to say that I work for SI. I am the publisher of All 49ers, which is on the Sports Illustrated network. And you know what? At first, when I heard it, I was like, man, that's kind of whack. I want to say I work for SI. Nope. I like being a freelancer. I like being in control of everything. It feels like being a rapper who owns his own record label. And I'm not a rapper. I'm not. But I listen to a lot of rap, and I think of life in those terms. And I feel like more of Master P than Dr. Dre. Because everyone knows that Death Row was a trap. You got to get out of Death Row, man. Even though it seemed like the greatest record company. I'm going back to the early 90s. I'm sorry. This is before you were born. I'm sorry. It's funny to talk to people who haven't heard of Death Row Records. But anyway, No Limit. That's me.
Okay.
Cash Money Records.
I like it. I'm following you.
I'm sorry. You seem like you're my age. You're very mature. I forget that you're basically Vish plus.
Yeah, exactly. Me and Vish is the same generation.
Yes.
My rappers of choice are a little bit younger.
That's fair.
A little bit younger.
That's fair.
I think it started out SI is a powerhouse and that's behind you and you're associated with it. But at this point, Grant Cohn is the brand, right? It's Grant Cohn. That's the brand.
And that's exciting because it makes me feel like I have job security, even though I still don't have a full-time job and I maybe never will in my entire life. I don't have benefits. I'm on my wife's plan. She got the benefits, which is great. I mean, it's cool. So I feel like at least if my brand is me, then, you know, if YouTube falls apart one day, okay, I'll take my act somewhere else. There'll always, I feel like what's great about the internet is that it's really allowed independent people to make money.
Yep.
And it took like 25 years to figure it out. You know, the advertising revenue was in newspapers because of the classifieds. Then Craigslist killed that and newspapers died. And you've been trying to figure out how to get money on the internet. All these journalists who are in their 50s, boomers and Gen Z people think paywall. Let's all gang together and make our stuff hard to read. And I'm here like, dude, what are you talking about, man? How are kids going to watch this?
Yeah.
How are kids, like, how are people in their 20s going to afford this, man? So I really feel like all these older generation sports reporters deciding to do a paywall is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, because they like all got together and put their heads together and like, watch this.
Let's put ourselves out of business. Let's do it right here.
Exactly. Let's all die off. As soon as I click into an article and there's a paywall, I'm bouncing.
I'm out. And what's crazy is like, it's $5 for a month. That's nothing.
I don't have time.
I'm not going to spend. I'm not going to pay it. But then I go on YouTube and those super chats, people pay me like $20. It's a whole different thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And they need to know that model exists. Like people are more willing to part with their money in a live stream with interaction than this old school thing. Like, first of all, just print. What is this?
Right.
2000 with just print. You can't do that.
Right.
The athletics business model doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to pay $5 a month for what? No, I'm sorry. It's not enough. I can get so much more for free on YouTube. Why?
100%.
And you're not going to interact with me. Like, I'm not a fan, but I feel like fans they don't want you to just be like, this is what I saw at practice. Goodbye. Like,
right.
Okay. Well, there's Grant who will do it on live and then answer my questions. There's no competition. So I don't know. I think within 3 years, the whole paywall model will be gone. And and I think most of these people are going to have to go independent like me. And I just feel like I got the head start, which is nice.
100%. Yeah. I think it's just more compelling, dude. This format is just more compelling. I can put the phone down and do other things. An article, I have to sit there and, read through your article. I don't want to do it.
Nothing against print. I came up in print. I was an English major. It's just, let's be honest. Kids don't read anymore. I mean, the younger generation reads less than we do. And I think the industry needs to kind of think about the mediums that the next generation want to use. And they're really behind the times. It's a lot of people in their 50s that don't want to even learn what freaking Twitch is, what Discord is. Like, good. Don't compete with me. Stay doing that old stuff.
I like it, Grant. Last thing, a young kid wants to do content creation, wants to talk about the Niners. Give us some advice.
Oh man, call into the Cohn phone. Do what Amin does. Check out Amin. Right?
Yeah.
Check out Amin. Amin the Dream is a 13-year-old kid in Fremont. He's doing everything right. He calls into my show on the weekend. That's a lot of exposure. People know who he is. That's like performing at the Apollo at 13, man. If you're no good, they'll let you know. If you are good, they'll bring you back. Yep. So call into the Cohn phone. Start your own YouTube channel, cross-pollinate all the people that I work with. Do what Brett's doing. Do what Amin's doing. These guys are doing it right. Don't do what the 55-year-old people with full-time jobs that have been in the game for 20 years are doing because they're complacent and they're going to get passed up.
100%. I like it. I appreciate it, Grant.
This was great, man.
I appreciate it.
I don't talk about myself that much. I'm always talking about the Niners and performing a therapist function for 49er fans. So I guess I can talk about myself. Thank you.
Dude, it's an incredible story. And you know what? It's inspiring. When you posted the sub count the other day, the first thing I thought was how much content you put out. And I'm like, of course. This guy freaking deserves it. You push content like crazy, hard worker. The other thing I thought was, this is inspiring. It's inspiring, dude. You are a self-made. You're self-made. That's a grass.
I never thought anyone would say that about me, man. You understand? For 10 years, everyone was like, "You're nepotism. You only have a credential because you're dad." And I've really had to work very hard to show that I've done a lot on my own. And I thought having my dad would give me such a leg up in this industry, but nothing against him. It's just I really had to prove a lot of people wrong. Like, they just like, you're lazy. You think you're going to skip the line. You're not talented. Well, let me show you how much I'm going to outwork you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
You're sent. It's incredible to see. And you have a lot of fans in the Bay Area, man.
Thanks, man. It's funny. I'm starting to get noticed when I go out to dinner. People be like, Grant. I'm like, what? It's pretty cool. My wife is always very impressed. So if you see me in person, definitely shout. If I'm with my wife, definitely shout me out because she likes that.
Run up to Grant and ask for an
offer. Man. Do that. Hell yeah.
I appreciate you guys joining us. I'm gonna get you this stuff, man, and I think people are really gonna enjoy this, dude. I really think.
Oh yeah, this was Hey man, can we just stop for a second and appreciate how good Brett is at this? He's a total natural. I'm not just saying that because he asked me about myself for the last hour. I've gone on with him a bunch of times. He's a total freaking natural. He's really good at this. He's going places. I didn't have this much wherewithal when I was 24. So make sure you guys all subscribe to Brett's channel if you're not already, because look at the videos he puts out, man. I mean, he got Josh Hokett. He gets all the heavy hitters of the Bay Area sports Twitter. He's extremely ambitious, and I appreciate it, man, because ambitious people can identify other ones, and you got it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm working. I have a long way to go.
Your parents should be real proud. I don't know what the situation is over there, but if they're watching now, you should be really proud.
I'm going to clip this and send that to them.
You should tell. I'm serious.
Really, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. The idea is to, you got to work for a long time to get monetized. But the idea is I feed my family a different way. But one of these days, if I could put more food on my family's table and more diapers on my baby, doing this, I'll be incredible.
And I'm saying, get started young. Look at Logan Paul. Get started young. Put the legwork in now. I'm glad that I had 10 years of struggling in my 20s and in my 30s. Go for it. Don't quit. Every time you get knocked down, get back up, because I did it for 10 years. You can do it. It's fun. 100%. You really want to do anything else? No. Follow your dreams.
And I appreciate you reliving some of those lows, because those can't be fun to but you took us through some low points, dude. And and you took us where the end of this interview where you took us, it's an incredible journey, man. Thanks, I appreciate you taking us through all that.
I appreciate you guiding me through it. It was expertly done.
We got through it together, bro.
Yeah, man. This was a cathartic experience. I really appreciate. This was great. I'll always remember this. Thank you so much, man.